Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to the final for the Polar Lights Witch, which I'm building for the 2017 Halloween group build hosted by Kenny May. First of all, I want to thank Kenny May for putting that on. I'm sure most of us would have done Halloween builds anyway, but it's always good to have someone in charge and putting up the lists and all that sort of stuff. So thanks again for that. I apologise that I didn't put up a video before this one with the sort of a interim report and progress of in between, but I was just sort of too busy and just working on it here and there, and I sort of forgot anyway. But in saying that, there wasn't really much difference. It's just that everything was painted separately that you saw before, and now it's just sort of put together on the base. So apart from the witch herself being painted, there wasn't really a lot of much progress, I guess. I did add cobwebs sort of all over the place, and I used the cobwebs that you can buy for Halloween that you put around your house and stuff like that. Just zoom in a little bit here for you. As you can see here around the bottles. It works out pretty good, that stuff. It's better than using the polyfill or cotton wool. It's more finer, and just the way it sits just looks a bit more natural. Also have some more on this side, the table, and the crystal ball in the back wall there. Another thing I did was add some blood drops, or blood dripping, just here on a little table that you would cut up for whatever, the rats, the bats, all the animals. And I just used a 5-minute epoxy for that, mixed with some Tamiya clear red or orange or whatever. In this case it was red, and you just sort of wait till you mix it up and wait till it tacks up a little bit, so you can sort of control how it drips. And I also did the same thing with the pot here for the drips on this side and the other side. I did have a little bit of an issue on this one. I'm not sure why, but what I normally do is take 5-minute clear epoxy and I'll add in the Tamiya clear green or red or yellow or orange, whatever I need for it. And in this particular case, it wasn't drying. It was the epoxy wasn't setting, and if I touch it now, it's still soft. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. If it's a different brand of the epoxy that's sort of reacting with the Tamiya clear, like maybe it's not allowing it to set. So just some food for thought for anyone that's thinking of doing that. Like I said, I have done it in the past and it's worked out fine, but with a different brand. I'm not sure if it's a brand, or maybe it was just a little bit old or whatever. But anyway, I ended up keeping the same fire that I did previously. I did a couple of different ones and I wasn't happy with the way they turned out. I actually like this one the best, so even though I think it can do better if I kept trying, but I kind of got over it, and I'm a bit pressed for time, so I just wanted to get it done for Halloween, obviously. What else have we got here? Some little details, obviously the scrolls there on the cage, or cages. I was going to put one of the bottles there, but it kind of interfered with her hat. It was in the way, so I just kept the scrolls. I think still looks good with the scrolls. You can see some bottles there on the ground and behind the cauldron. If you can see here, there's some more scrolls on the ground, sort of, and some more spider webs there, cobwebs. What else do we have here? I also use that cobweb, whatever it's called, monofilament maybe, on her hair. And I kind of goofed up on the hair. What I should have done was I left the plastic that was there because I thought it would be easier to just attach the hair to it to give it the shape. But in hindsight, it would have been better to chop it off. And that's normally how you would approach that. Get rid of the original hair and put in new hair so that it flows better and it would sit more natural. But just because of the way it was, the way the kit was shaped, I just thought it was easier to kind of follow what was already there. But like I said, that was a mistake. I should have cut it off. And it was literally done yesterday. So if I would have finished it in time, basically. I also added a necklace. I gave her a necklace. And I don't know, like a vial or a crystal or whatever, however you interpret that little item. And the reason I did that was because she had a nasty seam around her neck, and it was just too difficult, because I painted her head separately, just easier to paint, and her head separately and the body separately. And when I put them together, I had a nasty seam there. It was really difficult to try to fill that seam with everything painted and whatever. So I just thought the easiest way was just to give her a necklace, or I was going to put a neckerchief thing there, but because I did the vial, I thought the necklace would be more fitting. So that worked out alright. What else? Her eyes were a little bit of an issue. Not 100% happy. But I don't like it when the companies or the sculptors, whatever, they kind of sculpt the eyes with a direction that they want it to go. Like, if that makes sense. Like, so when you're painting it, they give you the pupil, and it makes it really difficult to put your own direction in the eyes, because it kind of gets in the way because of the shape of the eye. They're not really round. They're sort of, no, I don't know how to explain it. They have the direction predetermined. If that makes sense. Yeah, so I tried all different directions to make it look more natural, and it just wasn't working right. And the way they had it was sort of straight, and it looked weird. So I wanted to have it to, her looking down at the cauldron. So that's pretty much what I did. And I tried all different positions, but that looked the best to me. And in saying that, the witch herself, I actually turned her so she's facing the cauldron more. She was pointing this way originally, so I just cut the tabs off her feet and turned her around. What else we got? That's pretty much it. Like I said, all the details you've seen. It's just a matter of putting them all together. We have a table here, with the books and the little paperwork and the scrolls and whatever. The label on that bottle I put on the wrong side. I might actually just unglue it and turn it around. It is facing the front, but with the book and the crystal ball, you can't really see it. That's pretty much it, really. I painted the witch in this muted tones, and I didn't really want to go with a green witch. I don't really like the green witches, to be honest. I prefer it to be like more of a human skin colour. So yeah, that was my approach with that. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna take some photos and put them up after this video here. I took some photos in the dark so you can see the lighting, because you can't really see it much in the daytime. And even if I turn the lighting off, it's still daytime really, and the camera adjusts for it. So I've taken some shots at night, which looks better. And that's it. Thanks everybody for watching and following along with the comments and stuff. Yeah, we'll move on to the next build, which I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be yet. I've got a few things in mind, but we'll see what happens. Stay tuned for the little slideshow here, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.